Hello everyone, it's Haley. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 1. I have so many ideas for this month. I'm not going to promise daily vlogs, although that is my goal. I would love to be able to do 24 days, but I am currently working a full-time job and I just don't know if I'll have the time. But I do have tons of ideas that I'm excited to share. This video is going to be a holiday market vlog. Make sure to stay until the end to hear my sales summary, what I sold, and my experience and all of that. The market started at 4:30. It is now 4:52. It's been pretty slow. I decided not to make anything because I feel like there's not going to be a lot of people coming. Unless the whales or the beasts sell, then I probably won't make anything here. I have made my first sale and it was one of the little mascot birds. It's named Nigel. So we've covered the booth fee because it's only $7 and the bird was $8. I immediately just sold another one. I only made 3. I should have made more, but I didn't have the idea until like the night before. So now I know if I ever sell out of school, do school-related things. I just sold my first pair of Tinker Eyes and I'm really excited. And I almost sold a floof cat, but all she had was 100 and I could not break 100. So I missed out on a sale. So bring enough change. Except I've never had anyone need to pay with 100 before, so maybe once. But it was a bigger purchase, I guess. So that's a little bit sad, but also happy at the same time. I just sold my last Nighthawk, so I'm making another one. That's crazy. It started raining, so we consolidated everything onto one table. Here's all of my plushies laid out to dry. We actually ended up leaving an hour early, so we only stayed for 45 minutes. But here's a before and after, and then I will get into the market recap. This market was something. First of all, it rained. Rain was on the forecast, so we brought our tent, but then we decided not to put it up. I don't know why. We should definitely put it up. But I guess we were thinking we're only going to be there for 2 hours. This was the shortest market I've ever done. It only went from, I believe, 4:30 to 6:30 or something like that. And this was at the University of North Georgia. I don't really know what my expectations were, but I was hoping it would do well. I was thinking there were going to be a lot of people, but I wasn't sure how I would do because college students might not want to bust out $50 on a stuffed animal. So I made sure to focus on smaller things for this market. The night before, I actually had the idea, oh, what if I make their mascot? So I made a few keychains of their mascot, and I'll let you know how those did in a minute. But of course it rained, we didn't have a tent, my plushies got wet, it was dark, no one could see. The first not even hour it was dark. So it really was not ideal circumstances. I wanted to walk around and see other people's booths, but by the time I got up to walk around it was dark. So I couldn't see anything. And everyone was tearing down because it was raining. There were some booths that I wanted to go visit, but they had already left. I was able to look at one booth and she had a smorgasbord, hodgepodge? I don't know. She had a bunch of different things. She was selling spoon rings, quilted sweatshirts, cookies, a bunch of different things. Her sweatshirts caught my eye. I bought one of them and then I realized I didn't really like the color on myself, so I gifted it to my friend. And then I bought some of her cookies too. I'm not going to take those out of my business expenses because that was personal things that wasn't used for my business. So all of my expenses will only be things that contribute to my business. The market fee was only $7, which was very nice. And it was to supply the table. We had our own tables, but the $7 was required whether we had tables or not, which was fine because that's the lowest fee I've ever had besides free. It was very slow. I did get to talk to some people. I don't want to give too much away before the sale, so I'm just going to get on with what I sold. The first things I sold were the mascot keychains. And I sold 2 back to back and I thought, oh my goodness, I should have made more than 3. I sold all 3 of them that night for $8 each. Then I sold 1 out of my 3 pairs of painted sinker eyes for $3. I sold the blue pair, and I was so excited because that was my first time selling the eyes I've made. I didn't expect them to sell, and I almost didn't bring them, but the only reason I brought them was because I told them that I would, and I completely forgot until she did a Meet the Artist post, and it said eyes on there, and I was like, oh no, I have to bring the eyes. And so then I got really scared thinking, oh my gosh, 3 isn't gonna be enough. So do I need to make a bunch more? But I decided to only bring 3 pairs because I had never done this before. So I would rather focus on the plushies that I know more people are going to buy. And I'm glad I did bring them, and I'm glad I didn't make more because I only sold 1 pair. And the girl I sold them to was so excited, and that made me even more excited. So I definitely want to bring more eyes next time. And then the final thing I sold was 1 out of my 3 floof cats, and it was the calico cat for $25. In total, I made $52 minus the $7, and that gives me a grand total of $45 in profit. Not my best market. It wasn't her fault. It was just a lot of things added up together. This might have been like her first time, I don't know. But this was for a school project, so I really wasn't expecting much out of this. I just thought it would be fun because being around people closer to my age, a little bit younger than me, I thought it would be fun just to talk to people and for the experience. So I wasn't expecting this to do really well, and it's okay. It's just in the moment, we were just not in a great mood because there was just a lot happening. The rain, the darkness, it just added up. I don't think I would do it again unless I knew for sure that it wasn't going to rain or if it was a longer market. In theory, the location should have been good, but it just didn't work out. Maybe if they did this market earlier in the day, which I understand, it was for a school project, so she had to work around her schedule. But you know what? If I ever do a night market, that would be important to bring lights. So that's something that I can improve on next time, is if I know that there's not going to be a lot of lighting around me, to bring my own. I did have fun though. Even though I only made 5 sales, it was worth it to see people so happy at my creations. So money-wise, it wasn't worth it, but it did fill me up and it did bring me joy. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more crafty content and Christmas content from me, and stay creative. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow if I get a video edited in time.